you know, what's one of the main things comes up in young people's heads? When I was young, it was like, why? Why you are telling me this? Why should I do that? Why? Because you haven't got enough experience yet to understand the benefits of what I'm telling you. And that's the thing. Some young people, you know, and it happens all the time throughout generations. I might give you instruction, and that's the best instruction. That'll save your life. But because you haven't experienced that yet, and because you've seen someone else do it differently, and they seem all right, you ain't listening to me. So you do this thing or go through whatever, and then what I've said comes to fruition, and you're like, But what is essential in life is learning from your mistakes. And that's one of the major learning curves. So, you know, even though young people are a certain way and don't want to listen, etc., sometimes the biggest or the best way to learn is making that mistake. You know, when I work with young people, I tell them, all right, it's about learning from that mistake, not making the same mistake again and again and again and again and again. And that will tell you something about you if you're making the same mistake again and again, you know. But yeah, it's a thing that's always been a feature of young people, being anti everything until they understand how to fall in line for their own self benefit. You know, and that takes time, and you can get young people. I mean, again, it goes back to the family home. And when the first question you posed about parents, there's a certain level of guidance. If you move to the higher echelons of society, how do they operate with their kids? What's the structure like? What they teaching them? What schools they send them to? All right, I live in Wimbledon, I send you to a private school. Your whole life is tailored in a certain way. You see life in a certain way. You might get up in the morning and at your boarding school and do your lessons and go and do boating and do squash or do whatever activities, but your world becomes that. So you understand how to operate in a certain way. What's happening at the lower levels?
That's right.
What's that look like? And what's that doing? You know.